We can't afford to buy a house.
So we're gonna build one ourselves. You see, we're Colin and Paige, and after being completely priced out of the real estate market, we had to get creative. So we bought land in the remote Canadian woods. And with zero building experience, limited funds, and questionable confidence, we're going to build a home ourselves. And over the last few weeks since owning the land, we found many hidden treasures. This is a gold mine.
I just thought we were buying vacant, empty land. It's anything but.
Practiced our building skills on our outhouse.
There's a hole in our outhouse.
And even installed the driveway.
Hopefully I didn't ruin that. Okay, bring it back. Oh.
But you might be wondering, why the heck would you build a home yourself?
Where to even start?
Well, let's start by getting the tools so that we can continue this project.
Probably seems a little silly. Like, okay, they can't afford to buy a house, but they bought land instead. Like, how does that make any sense?
Well, let's explain it. Well, it turns out house prices, at least in our home province, are out of control. They average like $860,000 right now in a very, very cold market, which is obviously too much.
So we had to kind of look at our options because we can't really afford a new house, not even a new house, a semi-nice starter home.
Anything habitable. So this is when we had to get creative. We couldn't afford a starter home to buy and fix, and moving far, far away didn't make much sense long term. So we had to find another way.
We did end up looking at some houses in Ontario, but unfortunately, the only ones that we could afford within our budget were houses that were almost falling over. So by the time we actually fixed them up, we probably wouldn't get any money back because of the market caps in those areas. So we kind of did some,
What's that action?
some estimating. We figured the same amount of money we would have put into buying these old homes and fixing them up, we could buy land and build something ourselves.
Same amount of money. And at least here, there's more potential. We have land we can grow into. We can expand the house. We can add a garage. We can sprawl our feet in the trees. Do you sprawl your feet in the trees? Is that what you do? Hi-ho, hi-ho. Building a house we go. Well, this will be a massive generalization. When you're building a house or have a custom builder build your home, you're paying over 50% of that cost in labor. And in this situation, if we are the labor, we are technically, again, overgeneralization, saving over 50%. So truly that is the main way that we are actually gonna save all this money on this house because we're building it ourselves. I'm actually out of breath.
It's also really hot out today.
Why are we building in a heat wave? Go, Bench, go, up, 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 up. Nice. We understand that not everyone can, is able, or would even want to do this. But for some of us, it might be possible. And it turns out that there's a lot of different ways that you could do this. The cool thing here is you can do as much or as little as you want. You could manage the whole thing, maybe save 20 or 30%, or do as much labor as you possibly can and save maybe upwards of that 50%.
I think it goes without saying that this is going to be a very incredibly difficult journey, and I just need to learn how to speak before I can even learn how to build a house. But we think in the end, it'll be worth all those headaches and migraines and tears and hard times, because at the end of it, we'll have a house that we have built ourselves with help in here and there. And I think that'll just be so special, and we'll have so many new life skills, even though clearly we don't know what we're doing just yet.
All that free time that I could be laying on a beach and being fat and happy is gonna be sweating in a heat wave like right now.
It's 40 degrees Celsius, which I think I Googled yesterday is 104 Fahrenheit. So that brings us to where we are right now. We have no skills. We don't know what we're doing. I
got skills, just not in building. Have you seen me dance? So shall we finish the pooper?
We shall.
Huzzah!
That was the lamest high five.
Huzzah! We've now owned the land for a handful of weeks, and while we were waiting on home design and hydro layout, we've been sharpening our skills by working on our outhouse. And let me tell you, we need all the practice we can get.
Do we need to double check measurements?
Well, Paige is double checking the measurement because she doesn't trust me. And in all fairness, that's valid. 40 and a quarter.
What was your other measurement?
50.
So it's 52.
41.
41 and a quarter.
Yeah.
By 52 and a half.
52 and a half.
And we split it.
Someone messed up.
But so far, we've installed a window that the old owners left behind, along with the other things. And a fresh coat of paint, taking it from robin's egg blue to a deep dark charcoal black. And now it's time to tackle the dirty and dated interior.
How are we gonna do this?
Where do we start?
This piece of wood was in there, and then it got me thinking. People have nice little like wooden signs outside their front door that says like, welcome. Would it be fun to do a little like sign. I think some of our previous comments called them like the poop palace. Someone said it's called a toot in Australia, like a T-O-O-T. I thought was hilarious. The poop palace. What else was there?
Just the
The
pooper.
poop coop.
The poop coop. I like poop coop.
Apologies if you don't like talking about poop. It's just hard not to when you're in an outhouse.
Well, it's time to get down to business. Puns about poop are not my favorite. However, they're a solid number 2.
Is that 3/8? No. That's the mark that I had.
It was that one when you had it over the board, which now you have a slope to account for. We haven't even made a cut yet. And so far, it's not going much better than it was last time, but hopefully it goes up from here.
What's the saying? Measure twice, cut once? In our case, we measure 7 times, get confused, and then try to cut. And hopefully do it right.
You're so cute. I mean, the wood's not flat, but it's perfect.
Perfect. The good thing is, the way that we're doing this, it's not butting up against anything. So if we're off by a little bit, who cares? It's an outhouse.
We got a piece in.
Wow.
I'm gonna be excited about really stupid, silly little things, but I'm gonna let myself do it because it's a little win. Right?
Pretty nice piece, if you know what I'm talking about. So the way we try to do this is to avoid having to scribe. So we're just gonna go straight down from here all the way to the ground.
All the way to the ground.
All the way to the ground. All right, let's use this piece. Okay, so I'm gonna need just the edge. But what was the height?
81.
81. We sure? Double checking. Yep. So this piece is 81. Seriously, come look at this. This was meant to be. It's meant to be in the pooper. It is literally 81. Some things are meant to be. Like me and Paige.
And Benji.
And Benji. And what else is meant to be?
Not mint and chocolate. Controversial take.
Really? Spaghetti and meatball? Nacho and cheese?
Yeah.
I had a fly on my face mid doing that.
Oh,
I was like,
God. Do you have anything to say about your second cut?
I zig and I zagged and it's not that straight. Everyone please keep watching so that I can afford to buy a table saw. Or like, at least like the Craig jig thing that you can like put on and you can straight cut. Because you could use the edge, or you could do the one that you just like set in like a track saw, which kind of does the same thing.
Also, if you're one of those people that goes over to other people's houses and like nitpicks every little thing, if you come over and you sit on our toilet and you're like, there's a tiny little gap there, you're automatically uninvited. That's all I have to say.
It's an outhouse.
It's not that serious.
Let's see if we screwed up. Good enough.
That's actually not bad.
Good. We can trim out the little piece. I just didn't want to scrap it because screw that.
Literally, screw it in.
Oh, okay. Drill, please.
Benji's come to check it out.
Okay, now the other side. I'm sweating in places I didn't know I could sweat. Yeah, breeze.
What are you trying to do?
If you get a certain speed square, like you can like use this. You can do it with a measuring tape too, and then go like.
Oh. All right, let's check her out.
Good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. So we actually like scribed this little edge here, and it fits perfectly in there. Well, here's an example of 2 kids getting a little bit of confidence. We did this side straight and not good, and it looks bad, but this side fits perfectly. Stunk like a bug.
That looks so much better than the other one. I mean, we can paint it out and you'll never know, but.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's definitely more time efficient ways to do it than like cut, check, but here we are. My cut wasn't super straight. There's a little section here where I veered.
We could trim it though.
Do you do it here or do you do it on the side and then it's just like, eh?
Oh, I like that. I think that's better.
That's good enough for me.
Is that your philosophy with settling for your relationship too? Just good enough? That's a self-chirp to me. I'm chirping myself.
I mean, it looks hilarious right now, but I think it looks great. We almost have walls.
Nice. This might actually be the hottest and most humid temperature we've ever camped in the van.
34 feels like 42.
Feels like 42. What's that in Fahrenheit?
Well, 40 was 104 or 5 or something, so my guess is like 109.
So it feels like 110.
I mean, not perfect, but way better.
Can we buy a straight edge? Table saw? Kreg jig? Track saw?
How many other tools that do the same thing? But this piece is just shy about almost an inch.
Versus this nice clean.
Nice and toy. Hey, Benji.
Oh well. Do you care? You don't care. You're just happy to be here.
I think I'm hot.
Damn right you are.
Let's be honest, if it's just you and me here, you're still pooping with the door open.
Yep.
Guarantee it.
That's true.
Square here.
Also a square here.
He said it, not me.
Good measuring.
Good cutting.
They can't find you handsome. At least they can find you handy. Right, red, green?
So remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Maybe we should watch that.
No, he just duct tapes everything, and that's not.
I think I remember him repairing a lawnmower with duct tape, and it was very questionable.
You know what I like about this project is like it's getting us warmed up, but it's like totally okay that it's completely imperfect. So we're just vibing, you know? Okay, we gotta do the fun piece now.
The fun piece.
Shutty knot. I got 18th and 1/8 by 24 and a half.
I think I did the 24.5 and 1/8. I tried to draw it, but I did the wrong measurement here, so it's here.
As long as you know what's going on.
Babe, I have no idea what's going on.
41 1/4 by 9 3/4. Okay. 18. How high are we going here? Do we have 41 in here in this sheet?
Which measurement are you on right now?
Just doing the tall one.
Is this my mark? No, this is my mark. Did you do 18 and 1/8 or 18 and 1/4? I'm confused. What measurement are you doing currently?
This line actually only goes as far as 9 3/4.
So you need to put your guy at the other side.
No, just let me do my thing. Let him cook.
You did 9 3/4.
Yeah, that's okay. Look.
So this part should be, if this is getting cut off here, then this part here needs to be 9 3/4.
Yeah, you're right. Well, moment of truth. Let's see if we actually can pull it off. Not feeling the most confident.
Oh, what the hell happened there?
What the heck, Paige?
That is hilarious. We could just cut it down and then put a strip at the top and call it, but that's really bad.
I think we nailed it.
Yeah, something was very off there. I wrote down exactly what you told me.
I don't know.
Okay, so we're looking at 17 right here. Yeah, see, there's our issue. It's 13 and a half.
We don't know what happened, but we decided just to take a break.
Got our ice packs.
Yeah,
Little portable fan.
It feels like once every summer, or maybe twice, no matter what, every year, we get a full-on heat wave, full humidity. When you think about it, the temperature difference between like the coldest of winter and the hottest of summer here is insane.
That's like a 70-degree difference. If like they had a crazy winter this year.
70 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, because it was like minus 30. Oh, if you add the wind chill on top of that, there's some in the minus 40s.
Did you know that the guy that came up with wind chill just passed away? Died at 87, but it felt like 71. All right, well, I retraced it, made some modifications, and let's hope it's right. I tried to scribe it for the second time, and I kind of made a boo-boo. I think we're gonna cover it in trim anyway, so we get to hide our mistakes. But this is also why we practice. This is why we do things like this, because we kind of suck.
We don't suck, we're learning.
Sorry there, slacker. Can you say again?
1, the heat is getting to me, so I'm taking a break. And 2, we don't suck, we're learning.
That's fair.
We literally don't know any better. This is how we figure it out.
True.
At this point, that piece is good enough. It's gonna get trimmed out so no one will know, right? Well, except all of you watching this. Also, Paige stained this old piece of maple we had, and I think it's gonna look pretty good with what we have planned. Good job, Paige. Next, I cut down some leftover wood and boxed it in the window to hide the framing. And overall, it's looking pretty darn good.
Okay, well, we got all the walls up. It's, honestly, it's looking amazing. End of the day, it's an outhouse, so do we care that much? Probably not. We're actually gonna paint all this wood. We're not gonna leave it natural. So we actually have an old can of primer, using everything that's secondhand. We haven't bought anything except black paint for the outside.
We had all the plywood. We found the window. We had an extra box of the small screws.
We're 50 bucks in, that's it.
Use what you got.
Painting time. Time to make the outhouse freaking white and bright and clean. I know who I... Here goes nothing. Looking pretty nice. Yeah. Kind of feels like you're hotboxing paint fumes, so. Are you helping? Are you helping? Paige does the inside. I'm gonna take this door handle off and paint it. Might as well do some rolling action. Oh, wow, already. Look at that.
Did you mess it up?
That's fine. No one's gonna know. Except the whole world. That is the funniest part about making YouTube videos, eh? Every mistake is technically on the internet.
With rumbling bellies and sweat in places we don't want it to be, we put our head down to finish, because dinner is calling our names.
Well, I mean, it's looking pretty fab. I don't know about you, but black and white is a lot better than blue. Definitely needs another coat, but we gotta let this sucker dry. But I think it's time for dinner, eh, Paige?
I'm starving.
Okay.
Well, we've officially made our first big purchase for our future house. But I think we can use it right now. But it's in here. Any guesses?
Ooh, hello.
Oh, nope, I don't got it. Just a wee hole to, oh geez, step through. It'd be hilarious if we go through all this trouble and we actually don't have any propane.
Don't say that, please. We'll have enough propane.
Right here,
I don't know.
right here,
You gonna show them what it is?
right here,
Why don't you spin?
right here. Ta-da! Colin.
Barbecue. So I Googled this and it says it's gonna take an hour and a half to build. But on YouTube time, should be 6 minutes. 5 minutes? I don't know.
What temperature is it on YouTube right now? Okay, tools needed for assembly.
Colin.
I gotta stop making that joke.
Can't be that hard, right? It just should be just legs.
Why would you say that?
Up. And out. Wow.
So there's 4 pieces like that, but 2 have these on them. This is horrible. They're labeled by a dot. It could be any of these 4. Have you come across a bag with screws or anything yet? All right, which one is EF then? I am so confused, my dude. This is house building with Colin and Paige. They can't even read a manual where the steps are literally spelled out for them. This one has a chain attached to it. It's actually this one. I put the wrong one on. Is this supposed to be on an angle? This is actually silly. Is this the bar? I'm guessing it's this one.
Do you want me to read the instructions?
Oh no, I'm hungry and I'm hot and my brain is not with us. Such silly little mistakes I'm making right now that like how? To nobody's surprise at this point, I made another mistake. After saying, I'm gonna stop and read every step thoroughly, that way I don't have to undo anything.
A couple speed bumps on the road, but Paige absolutely tripped it out, and we got there. We got a barbecue.
We told ourselves that we would get celebratory steaks in celebration of hitting 25,000 subscribers. In the last couple weeks, we've had lots of new people, and we're, absolutely amped to have you, and we're at 42. So we're a little late on our celebration, but better late than never.
Good reminder, celebrate the small wins, and we're so thankful for the community we're growing here.
It's our little dream, not only to build this house, but maybe do this one day for a job. And every single person that's here, watching, following every week, we get one step closer to doing that. Thank you all. I'm gonna eat the steak now.
My arm's tired.
All right, celebrating the small wins. If you're not subscribed, feel free to follow along so that we can have another celebration at 50K and I can eat another steak.
It's time for the second coat. No, I think it looks great. Before we painted the outside, when we were just cleaning it up in here, like I didn't even want to stand in here. And then yesterday I was like down on my hands and knees, painting like the floorboards and like getting up close and personal. So I think we're moving in the right direction here.
Well, it's time for the second coat of paint. And in no time, we'll be ready for all the finishing touches and see this outhouse come together. But in order to do so, I have to set up a little something to help with that.
I know we said that the barbecue was our first home purchase, but we actually got our first tool purchase. Every carpenter and every house build needs one of these. Since we bought the land, we've been scouring all the deals online, trying to find one of these bad boys on sale. And it took a hot minute, didn't it? Okay, it's heavy, so I'm gonna just, You know, we don't specifically have any brand loyalty. We just need the tool that does the job. And that isn't that expensive. I can definitely understand why people will have their preferences, but I think when you're someone that doesn't do this professionally, it's okay to buy cheaper tools. Like some people like fancy sports cars. I do too, but I don't really need that. My old Honda Fit or our truck that currently has a transmission being repaired still work. Paige, remember when I said I feel like the truck's gonna blow up and it's just a matter of time in the previous episode? We literally bought the cheapest truck we could find. And hopefully it doesn't blow up because sometimes it feels like it's gonna. Someone commented that our transmission was gonna explode. Yeah. Well, they were right. What's the motto, Paige? RTFM? Read the frickin' manual. But what we're gonna do, unlike Paige yesterday, we are gonna actually read the steps, not start assembling while half looking. Is today gonna be as hot as yesterday? Oh, that's too much belly. Blur that. Is it still a heat wave? I'm not ready to play nice. I'm not ready to back down, cause I'm fat as hell, but I can't stop eating all the tacos, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got a little distracted. Where were we? Oh, yeah, finishing touches.
Yeah. We got a miter saw. I was never the sharpest tool, but now it's just confirmed, definitely not. Pretty amped about our little saw here. It's a nice little addition to our tool collection. Well, last thing left to do is test it. Yeah, our power station isn't enough to use it. We're gonna need a better power station.
Luckily for us, our van has enough power to power the saw. And while Paige finished her second coat, I was planning on how I'm gonna trim this bad boy.
I think it looks good. There's a couple spots that might need little touch-ups here and there just from either went on too thin yesterday or the base that was red. I think that's gonna definitely need another coat, but.
Second coat's in, paint's drying. Time to do a little bit of trim work. Though unfortunately, Paige, we have to paint the trim. Maybe we should have went with just wood.
It's time to put this miter saw to the test. It's probably a lot easier than the circular saw, and sure as heck, a lot more accurate.
What are your thoughts so far on the new toy?
She nice. Sharp, powerful, and 12 inches.
Yeah, why did we go with this one?
I was insinuating my weenie's 12 inches, but you missed that one.
Or I just chose to ignore it. Can we take a moment for how much nicer that is looking, especially from afar, but.
So much easier than using the circ saw for straight cut.
Test fit?
Test fit.
Oh, that's perfect, dude.
Perfect. Precision.
Nice, look at that. Nice and tight.
Well, it all fits, so.
15 1/8 plus 1 7/8 plus 1 is 16 plus 1 is just 17 inches flat plus 3/4. So we're doing 17 3/4 inches. I don't know if that's correct, but.
I don't know if it's correct either, Paige, but we're sure as heck gonna find out.
I really like woodworking. I'm sure lots of people are watching this think I have no idea what I'm doing, which is true. But like my favorite parts of the van were like all the fine details like this. And I did a good job at that.
Also, how much have you learned so far?
Yeah, not on this, but with that.
Even with the outhouse.
That's true. I'd like to like build furniture one day or something. Even if I'm not good now, doesn't mean I won't one day be a little bit better.
Everybody starts somewhere, and to be honest, there's very few things I've done in life that I've been fantastic at the first time I've done. And it just takes a little bit of determination and will to learn and figure it out, and then you get better and better as you go. But now that I'm saying it, there's actually very few things in life that I am good at, let alone the first time I've tried.
You're pretty good at being my partner.
That's very sweet, thank you.
The moment of truth. Please, for the love of God.
Let this fit. You know what?
No. I went conservative because I thought it's easier to take stuff off than to add it.
That is the best possible, like...
Just a little off. 1 second. BRB.
He's using the miter saw to take a millimeter off of our little jigged piece. I don't think this is gonna work.
No.
Crisis averted.
Shut-up.
Whoa. That's beautiful.
Perfect.
Good job.
Who would have thought that we would actually nail the trim work? Because I didn't. And while Paige has her painting station on lockdown, I'm working on cutting the hole for the toilet. And for those wondering why we have a wood toilet seat, well, it came with the outhouse, so why buy one?
The moment of truth.
What's going on there?
Doesn't fit.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. Friction fit.
That looks sweet, though.
That's nice. So clean.
Also, a direct hit.
Direct hit. All right. Damn, girl. You looking fine, little pooper. It just went from an outhouse to a poop palace. Time for final touches.
Okay, home stretch. We started by installing this little shelf for things and knickknacks, and installed our freshly painted trim work, which was amazing. And of course, the repainted hardware. We thought that shelf would be a perfect place for this print, a print that I got in Paris when I was 15 years old. And of course, the shelf has to have a plant and poop paper. And we finished the deal with a macrame poop holder and a light, because you need that. This outhouse is officially transformed.
It's bright in here. I can see in here. It's welcoming. I think this turned out fantastically. And I actually want to use it and not squat behind it. So we are so happy with how it turned out. And even better is that we were able to use 99.9% recycled or reused materials, pretty much everything except for the exterior paint. Everything we already had, and we were able to just, use to give new life into this outhouse. And I don't think it could have come together any better.
Well, what do you think? It's a far cry from where it was before. From blue, grungy, and dirty, to bright and clean place to do your business. And to use all reclaimed materials was just the cherry on top.
It doesn't look the same. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm super happy.
There's only one thing left to do. How often do you get a chance to christen your finished project? If you like this video, feel free to watch another one and subscribe and watch us fumble our way to trying to build a house with basically no money and no experience. Okay, poop's coming.